Hello and welcome to another edition of Monstrous Design. Today we have a special guest, the one and only Koori from the YouTube channel Koori Plays.
Greetings everyone and welcome to the Dark Area.
We will start by talking about Devimon's pre-evolution Pico Devimon. Pico Devimon is a child-level small devil type Digimon with the virus attribute. It is a tiny familiar Digimon which has the appearance of a bat. It exists to serve as a familiar for higher class Digimon like Devimon and Vandemon, but is also said to be the one responsible for tempting Devimon, who was an angel species Digimon, and luring it to the dark side. Its offensive ability is rather lacking, but it makes up for it with its cunning mind.
Devimon is an adult-level Fallen Angel type Digimon with the virus attribute. In Abrahamic religions, fallen angels are angels who were expelled from heaven. The literal term fallen angel appears neither in the Bible nor in other Abrahamic scriptures, but it is used to describe angels who have been cast out of heaven or angels who have sinned. Such angels often tempt humans to sin. The idea of the fallen angel is derived from the Book of Enoch, a Jewish pseudepigrapha, or the assumption that the sons of God mentioned in Genesis 6 verses 1 through 4 are angels. It is said that Devimon used to be an Angemon who fell into the dark area, which exists in a spatial distortion of the digital world. This Digimon wears the mark of evil on his chest, and he has a cunning and fiendish personality, plus an outstanding intellect. Devimon was the first main villain of Digimon Adventure 1999. He used items called Black Gears to manipulate the residents of File Island and even used them to power himself up to become unstoppable. He was a main villain of the 2020 reboot series as well, except that this time he hit the gym and he even evolved into more powerful forms. One such form is Neo Devimon, a perfect level Fallen Angel type Digimon with the virus attribute. Neo Devimon is an artificial Digimon, and it is said that the mask on its face is there to suppress his power and to control his will. He appeared for the first time in the manga Digimon Adventure V-Tamer 01, where he was created by Saiba Neo, hence the name. In the 2020 reboot, Neo Devimon used energy stolen from the real world to power himself up to fight against Metal Greymon and Weregarurumon. However, the other kids in the real world stopped his source of power, which led to his defeat. Down but not out, Neo Devimon, with the power of a Millenniumon shard, further evolved into Dan Devimon. Dan Devimon is an ultimate level Fallen Angel type Digimon with the virus attribute. It is a Devimon that took in negative data to the limit to reach ultimate level. When angered, this Digimon will attack violently with giant hands on his back made out of overflowing negative data. In the 2020 reboot, Dan Devimon was a terrifying threat that managed to push Metal Greymon into a dark digivolution, becoming a berserk Mugendramon, and was still coming out on top. Could anything stop this threat?
Get your life together!
Devimon and his evolutionary line depicts a very tragic narrative. He fell from grace, becoming a Devimon, but as Devimon he had strength unrivaled by most Digimon within his level, and he also had remarkable intelligence. But as he evolves, he loses more and more of himself. According to Neo Devimon's official encyclopedic entry, his will is no longer his own as Neo Devimon. Within the context of the 2020 reboot, Neo Devimon was manipulated by an insidious will outside of his own control. And ultimately, evolving into Dan Devimon causes him to gain enormous power, but also lose all reasoning. He becomes this wild being that only desires destruction. It really is a tragic yet equally fascinating observation. The intelligent Devimon gains more power but loses more and more of his former self in the process. But this fate is not the only path for dear old Devimon.
There are also a small number of Devimon subspecies. One of them is Ice Devimon, an adult level Fallen Angel type Digimon with the virus attribute. It is said to be the evolved form of a Devimon with an especially cruel heart among other Devimon. As the name suggests, he is able to freeze his opponents and even has a way with words which helps him deceive others. His anime debut happened in Digimon Tamers, where he managed to outcall the cold-hearted Rika, ask her to become partners, and scare her away from all Digimon activities for a while. Another subspecies is Marine Devimon, a perfect level aquatic beastman Digimon with the virus attribute. Even though it is a subspecies of Devimon, it completely lacks all emotions but hatred due to its lonely life in the ocean depths. Apparently, the two tentacles growing from its back each possess their own will and act without permission.
Listen to me now.
There is also Lady Devimon, a perfect level Fallen Angel type Digimon with, you guessed it, the virus attribute. This fallen angel has the appearance of a woman and she appears to possess a small familiar creature on her shoulder. Lady Devimon's appearances in anime include her in Digimon Adventure fighting against Angel Woman in a cat fight, oh me oh my, and a fight against Sylphimon in the sequel series Digimon Adventure 02. She also has a notable role in video games as a partner of Mirei Mikagura alongside an Angel Woman who she ultimately fuses with into Mastemon. Another example of a fallen angel is Ophanimon Fall Down mode. Regular Ophanimon is one of the three archangels who imparts the loving and merciful side of God. Fall Down mode is a form of Ophanimon that's swelled with anger at a world where atrocious sins keep happening no matter how many times they are purged. She possesses a scythe as a weapon that she uses to burn enemies with hellfire in the name of justice. If she falls further to darkness, she would become a demon lord such as Lilithmon, a Digimon who is part of the 7 great demon lords representing the sin of lust. You can see a clear line here, an angel of love and mercy being corrupted by anger and eventually succumbing to lust. There is also Black Seraphimon, a form of Seraphimon whose concealed inner resentment engulfed it in darkness. This version of Seraphimon attacks its enemies with hellfire just like Ophanimon Fall Down mode. Fitting considering that the word Seraphim in Hebrew translates to the burning ones. This motif continues when he further evolves into Daemon, one of the 7 great demon lords representing the sin of wrath. We would like to give a shout out to Cherubimon, the final member of the 3 archangels. Cherubimon Vice and Virtue are both cherub types Digimon, but it's clear from their design that there is a fallen angel thing going on, just like the rest of the 3 archangels. And that was the video. Special thanks to Koori for participating. If you want to see more of her, check out her channel in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Until next time.